Welcome back to a new post today. Let's today discuss the most important topics that you need to keep track for September 19th. And the first one is about Article 370. That's because the Jammu and Kashmir assembly elections are underway and now it's ended. So the three-phase election of Jammu and Kashmir to the assembly of J&K has come to an end. So how exactly did Article 370 come into being? Article 370 is a part of Part 21 of the Constitution, which deals with temporary, transitional and special provisions. Like any other state that acceded to India, even Jammu and Kashmir also was acceded to India on the grounds of defence, communication and foreign affairs that would be taken care by Government of India for Jammu and Kashmir. And when the Constitutional Assembly of India was forming, it was preparing when the Cabinet Mission Plan brought about the Constitution, was planning to set up the Constitution Assembly of India, it also asked the individual states as well to have their own Constituent Assembly. Many states did not agree, so they sent their representatives to the Constituent Assembly of India. However, some of the states took the initiative of forming their own Constituent Assembly to write their own constitution. One of them is Jammu and Kashmir, the other being Saurashtra Union, the Travancore, Cochin and the Mysore. Now, they also wrote a constitution which was adopted in November 17, 1956, and it came into force in January 26th, on the same day which Indian Constitution came into force in 1957. So the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir had two responsibilities. One is drafting the Constitution of Jammu and Kashmir, and also to decide whether the removal of Article 370. So what exactly does Article 370 deal with? It is a part of Part 21. It forms part of Part 21 of the Constitution, which deals with temporary, transitional and special provisions. Article 370 says that this is a temporary provision, and it will be applicable until the formulation or the adoption of the state's constitution. Apart from that, it also says, just a moment, so it says that this article gave powers to the central government, stipulated that other articles, the Article 370 mentions that other articles of the Indian Constitution that gave powers to the central government will be applied in Jammu and Kashmir only with the concurrence of the State Constituent Assembly. And over a period of time, the first very constitutional, the Presidential Order of 1954 spelled out the provisions of the Constitution of India that would be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. Over a period of time, we have had many presidential orders until 2008. And the last presidential order of 2019 scrapped the Article 370. At that time, the assembly of Jammu and Kashmir was suspended. There was emergency, and therefore when there is an emergency, the powers to make laws for the state comes to the parliament, and therefore the parliament had brought out the presidential order to scrap the 370. So it stated that apart from this, it stated that the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir would be empowered to recommend the extent to which the Indian Constitution would be applicable to the state. It also stated that the Assembly would also abrogate the Article 370 altogether, in which case the whole of the Indian Constitution then would be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. After the State Constituent Assembly was convened and after the Constitution was drafted, it recommended the provisions of the Indian Constitution that would be applicable, and these provisions were included in the very first presidential order for Jammu and Kashmir in 1954. Since then, the Constituent Assembly later dissolved itself without recommending the abrogation or the removal of Article 370, and this is how Article 370 became a permanent feature of the Constitution there in the Constitution itself. And over a period of time, because whatever articles in the Constitution are there are applicable only with the concurrence of the State Legislative Assembly, there have been presidential orders now and then to specify the provisions of the Indian Constitution that would be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. So this is how we had Article 370 becoming a permanent feature of Part 21 of the Constitution, though it is included in the temporary transitional provisions of Part 21, and it had a separate constitution, a separate flag, and also yes, so these are the issues these are the important points with regard to 370. The next is about LAC, because there was a discussion about the LAC on this very day with regard to the border skirmishes between India and China. The term LAC, how did this term come about? So So we have the LAC coming into use after the 1962 Sino-India War. The LAC is different from the borders claimed by both of the countries, that is in the Sino-India border, and the India claims the entire of Aksai which is now under the control of China, and Chinese claims Zangnan, that's Arunachal Pradesh, which is part of India officially, and these claims are not included in the concept of actual control. Now the LAC is divided into three sectors: the western sector between Ladakh on the Indian side and the Tibet and the Zhejiang autonomous region of the Chinese side, the middle sector between Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh on the Indian side and the Tibet on the autonomous region of Chinese side. China has 6 autonomous regions. The eastern sector between Arunachal Pradesh, what China calls as Zangnan on the Indian side, and the Tibet autonomous region on the Chinese side. This sector follows the McMahon line. The term LAC, let me tell you, gained official recognition only when Sino-India signed agreements in 1993 and 1996. The 1996 agreement states no activities of either side shall overstep the line of actual control. So recently India and China have been having conflicts in the eastern Ladakh region. What are the points where they have been conflicts, and where are the points that there is disestablishment or moving away from the Chinese troops? They are the north-south bank, the Galwan Valley, and there has been disengagement there. The north-south bank of Pagong So, there has been disengagement even here as well. Patrolling points 15 and 70. Dipsang Plains is still left out. So there are 2 more points that where disengagement hasn't yet happened yet between by the Chinese. And the next one is about Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness. So on this very day, Modi was on a trip to Delaware to participate in the Quad Summit, and therefore he spoke about the Indo-Pacific Partnership for Maritime Domain Awareness, which is a cooperative initiative between the Quad members, which aims to improve maritime awareness and responsibility capabilities in the Indo-Pacific region. The Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness was introduced in 2022 by the Quad Group, which consists of Australia, Japan, China, India and USA. And the goals are increasing transparency to make critical waterways of the Indo-Pacific transparent, monitoring dark shipping. So it aims to monitor the vessels that have turned off their automatic identification system to avoid detention and are mostly into piracy. Then providing real-time information like using technologies like satellite radio frequency data collection to provide near real-time information maritime activities, supporting rapid response. So it aims to help partners to respond quickly to illegal fishing, climate events and also humanitarian events as well. So these are the issues, and the last one is about College of Commission. Now, why was this College of Commissioners in news? It was in news because of the European Commission. So it's the largest political body consisting of 27 countries, and this College of Commissioners is the political leadership of the European Commission, which consists of the President of the European Commission, 8 Vice Presidents and 3 Executive Vice Presidents, along with 18 Commissioners, each having a portfolio. Like how you have the Council of Ministers in India, you have the College of Commissioners, which consists of commissioners. They are not called ministers, they are called commissioners, but they hold portfolios like health, education, foreign affairs, security, defense, etc. So the College of Commissioners is responsible for setting, this was a news because Ursula von, the President of European Commission, now had selected only 2 men to the College of Commissioners, and the maximum of the people on the College of Commissioners consist of women now. So this is seen as a drastic change, and it sets strategic objectives, sets the annual work program, deliberates on consensus and takes a vote as well. The commissioners are nominated by the national governments, 1 per state, but they do not represent their state in the commission, and the president assigns each commissioner a portfolio, like how the Prime Minister Narendra Modi assigns a portfolio to the Council of Ministers. The power of the commission depends upon the portfolio and can vary over time. That means the portfolio can change, and the College of Commissioners must be approved by the Parliament before the Commission can assume office. So this is about the College of Commission, a very important political body of the European Commission. Get to know what exactly is the European Union and how it is formed, and also the structure of the European Commission as well. So these are few of the important points that I wanted to discuss with you all with regard to September 18. If you did find them helpful, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you later in another new post. Until then, it's very happy learning.